What's up, everybody from Facebook, YouTube, or wherever you're watching this from? My name is Pedro Dominguez, and I'd like to welcome y'all to a brand new video. Now today, we're going to do something that I've been meaning to do for a while. This is Screen Rants, the 15 worst Power Rangers ever. Now, for those who actually know me, I am a big Power Rangers fan. I've watched Power Rangers ever since I was a little kid. I've watched ever since Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo in Space, Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue. I can go on and on. And there have been great episodes, there have been awesome story arcs, there have been a lot of things that I have loved about Power Rangers. However, when it comes to having such a long-going series, things can happen that can be bad, not appealing. Things just don't work out where, when the studios want it to. Things just mess up. They can. So, and big studios have that problem too, and small studios can also. And when it comes to Power Rangers, it was owned by Saban Brands. Then it was bought by Disney, then bought by Saban again when Disney stopped, doing anything Power Ranger related. So, that Saban got the rights back and they started doing a whole nother series. So before I get into this list, I was going to do my own personal top, 10 worst Power Rangers. But for me, I can't really think of that, many Power Rangers that I think in my mind that are bad. Because when I think of that, it comes with two different things. It comes with, one, how well the actor portrayed that character, how well they, acted, and, just how I like how they were, using that character. And then it comes to, like, the second thing. Was the character interesting? Were the story arcs for that character good? Was, like, things just didn't make sense with that character, Then it comes down to that. So, and I don't want to combine those two, because you can't really blame an actor for, the writing of a character. You can't. But you can also blame the actor for just not acting good. And sometimes there are occasions with that in this list. So it's hard. The way I wanted to make a list for top 10 worst Power Rangers is just that, the characters were dumb. The characters probably just didn't do things that I thought were smart. Maybe they just did horrible things. Maybe they just weren't as strong as other characters. That type of worst. Not because they were, just portrayed incorrectly or something like that. I don't know. But I don't want to intertwine those two. That's why I'm not going to do one. I do, however, on my Power Rangers channel, if this is not on my Power Rangers channel, I don't know what fucking channel I'm going to put it on. I have like 10 of them. But, I have made my top 10 favorite Power Rangers, or like the top 10 best Power Rangers in the universe. It's easier to make a top 10 best or favorite list than it is to make your top 10 worst or type list. So that's why I'm just gonna go over Screen Rants. I've had this file, the link saved on the side for a long time. I've been so curious as to what is on this list. I'm sorry that I'm dragging this out. I know you guys really want to just jump into this, but I have to put all this things beforehand. So let's jump right into this. As you can see right here on the screen, we have the logo for the article. Three big pictures. You have Justin, Troy, and Zane. Now, when I saw Justin and Troy, I was like, you know what? I'm not surprised that they're on this list, honestly, because on my personal list, when I was thinking of my top 10 worst Power Rangers, Justin and Troy were like the first two I put down. I just don't know. I don't know where they were going to be on the list, but I just had to write a list, and they were always on the list like the second I was writing anything. I saw Zane and I'm like, what? Screen Rant thinks he's bad. Now that could have just been a clickbait thing. Probably people were thinking the same thing I was, and were like, why would he be on this list? If he is on this list, I'll get to my thoughts on why I think he shouldn't be on this list. But this is the top 15. So they were probably going through the same issue I was. I don't know, man. So let's figure this out, man. So we're going to get to the top 15 worst Power Rangers ever by Screen Rant. This is my reaction to it. Let's see what we got here. All right, here we go. So number 15. Okay, they got the Psycho Rangers and the SPD-A Squad. Okay, so I guess, I don't know. I thought the Psycho Rangers were awesome. Now, do they mean by like? Now, when they say worse, do they mean by like evil? Because clearly Troy and Zane or freaking Justin were evil Rangers, so that's not what they're going for. But I can understand A Squad being considered bad. You know, I mean, they weren't appealing. They were literally just freaking Power Rangers in space costumes, just recycled for SPD. So I can understand that, but not the Psycho Rangers. Man, that story arc for Power Rangers in Space with the Psycho Rangers was amazing. I love that whole story arc. Man, I watched that over and over again when they had it like on the VHS tape. I thought that was awesome. I love that story arc. So I don't agree with that whatsoever, man. Nah, man. So I don't agree with that whatsoever, them being on the list. Madison from Mystic Force. Okay, I can see that. Damn. Let me also clarify. I've watched I've watched every single episode of Power Rangers from Mighty Morphin midway through SPD. Doesn't mean that I haven't watched any of Mystic Force. I've watched a lot of Mystic Force, just not all of it. I've watched some Operation Overdrive. I've watched all of Jungle Fury. I've watched all of Jungle Fury. I've watched all of Samurai, not Super Samurai. I think I've watched all of Mega Force, but definitely not Super Mega Force. So yeah, I've watched a lot of fucking Power Rangers. Excuse my language. So with Madison, I guess I can see why I thought people didn't like the pink or yellow Ranger more than Madison. I don't know, man. I can understand why Madison might be on this list, but she wouldn't have been a thought that crossed my mind to put on this list. Maybe I need to watch all of Mystic Force, and then maybe I can see why. 13. Okay, Taizan. I could see why. I don't know. Still, I mean, like. Alright, he was the poster child for the Sixth Ranger, fading to irrelevance once their backstory was done. Says the people writing up this article for Screen Rant. Well, first and foremost, Operation Overdrive. How all film and shows is subjective. I thought Operation Overdrive was a terrible season. I didn't like it from the get-go when the promos were coming out for the show. I thought the costumes were okay. I thought they were all right. But overall, I thought Taizan was a cool-looking Ranger. I think he was still a Mercury Ranger. Like I said, I haven't watched all of Operation Overdrive, but from what I have seen, it's just not something I would want to sit down and watch. But I know I'm going to have to eventually sit down and watch it because I want to say I've watched every single episode, no matter what bad shit I have to go through. So, yeah. I can see why he's on this list. Dax, yeah, okay. Yeah, he would be on my list too. He is and this is another Operation Overdrive character, man. Like, Operation Overdrive was so bad, man. Like, what? I don't. They screwed up with Once a Ranger, man. With that team up when they brought Adam back and I can't remember the names for some godforsaken reason. I'm having a brain fart. But yeah. That whole team up episode was okay. The introduction to the Rangers, to the returning Rangers, was awesome. Other than that, why? I don't know, man. It would have been cool to see Adam come back for the Legendary War. That would have been cool, but that didn't happen. Whatever. Dax, yeah, I can see him being on this list. Udana, Mystic Force, another series I haven't fully watched. Damn, it's going really back and forth with Mystic Force and Operation Overdrive. Yeah, I don't know, man. She didn't seem that bad. She was barely a Ranger. I guess maybe that's why she's on this. She was barely a Ranger. I think she was like a Ranger for like an episode or two. She was barely. I don't know why she's classified. I can understand why she's classified as a Ranger, but classified as to go as far as saying she's a horrible Ranger. I feel like if you had like. Yeah, probably in the lore of Mystic Force, in the back in the day, she was probably a Power Ranger for years and years, but we haven't seen that on screen, so I don't know, man. A bad mentor, maybe. A Power Ranger, because she was barely a Power Ranger. That's my whole thing, so I don't agree with that one. No, none whatsoever. Rocky, I can see the criticism with this. Maybe, yeah, okay, it says, it's being specific, with Rocky with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah, I agree with that. He was a very big step down from Jason, and he well, clearly, you know, you had Tommy as the White Ranger being the new leader, so having the Red Ranger with Rocky replacing Jason, you know, there wasn't that whole who is truly the leader thing when Jason was around, you know. So Rocky was just that placement. He was like a placement holder for that, you know. He was just the Red Ranger until the new season came out. So I don't know. I liked him in the movie, in the 1995 movie. That's a guilty pleasure of mine, even though it is, in my mind, it is technically. It's not, can't be technically, but when it comes to the movie, it is a bad movie, but I love it for the fact that I grew up with it. But yeah, even when I was a kid, I really didn't like Rocky that much either. So yeah, I can see why he's on this list. Number 10, it's better than being number 1. I'll tell you that. And before we get to number 1, I'm going to take a random guess and say it's Troy. And I'm gonna probably say number 5 is Justin. Those are my guesses right now. We'll see if I'm correct on that or not. So, so 10 for Rocky, I can see that. Oh, okay, I'm already automatically wrong. 9 is Justin. Okay, that's not too bad. Justin probably would have been a little bit higher on my list. With Justin and Turbo, the whole aspect of a kid being a Power Ranger, now I can understand why the creators did that. Because it's bringing this whole aspect like, see kids, even you can be a Power Ranger. Like, anybody can be a Power Ranger. And I hate that mentality when it comes to shit like this. Because no, not everybody can be a Power Ranger. This is the equivalent of child soldiers. Man, like, no! Like, what? Zordon, what were you thinking, bro? No, I don't like it. I didn't like it. I never liked it. Justin, he was either annoying or, you know, yeah, he helped out with the team, but I didn't like it. Blake Foster, I bet in real life you were an awesome dude. Justin was annoying to me growing up, man. I don't know. I didn't like him to begin with. I thought he had some cool moments here and there, but beyond the fact, I'm glad he wasn't in space. Even though he had like that, I think it was a 2-parter, a 1-parter, where he came back for the, like a team up episode. I don't know. I can see why he's on this list, and I expected it. Number 9, though, you should be proud, man. Number 9. It's better to be number 5 or 1, like I was thinking. But whatever. So number 8, we have... What the fuck? No way, no. Okay. Who is worse than Troy, bro? I am sorry. Who is worse than Troy? I cannot fathom in my mind who can be worse. Dude, Troy was number 1 on my list. Like I said earlier, like he were gonna be somewhere on my list. I didn't really necessarily know, but Troy was going to be number 1. How is he number 8, bro? I don't think I can agree with this list already, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I know. No. Why? Why is he number 8? He has to be number 1. Okay, I know everything, you know, is opinionated. It's a subjective, you know, whoever's on your list is whatever. It's going to be different from mine. I expected this was going to be different from mine. But number 8, man, bro, he's the worst Power Ranger ever, bro. I couldn't stand watching Megaforce. And I liked Megaforce a little bit, but I could not stand it when he was on screen. Man, he has no emotion. He is a terrible actor, man. I am sorry to Troy, the actor who, if you are watching this, I'm sorry. I cannot stand the way I hope you're getting better as an actor. I really do. But I feel like they honestly, no, bro. I feel like they only brought you on the show because you were a pretty face. I'm being 100% serious on that. I mean, you're a model, right? But other than that, dude, you are horrible in that show, man. Oh my, bro, how? And see, this is why, like, regardless of whether you think if the character Troy was heroic and he did smart things and he was a good leader, the acting has to be behind that, dude, or else you're not going to convince me. I can't. No. Okay, let's move on with this list. If Zane, okay, I saw Zane, right? At the logo. If Zane is anywhere in this list after this, no. I'm not, no. I can't, no, I'm sorry, Screen Rant. I love you guys, but if that is the case, I don't know what I'm going to do after this. Jaden. Come on, man. Okay, I'm going to be making comparisons to Troy all after this. I'm sorry. But Jaden was so much better than Troy. At least the guy could act. You know? I mean, granted, for Power Rangers show, like the series, there isn't a lot of, you know, actors on that show that you say, damn, they can act. The only time I ever really saw that was in like series like Time Force or in Space. You know, Jaden, I can see why he's on this list. I can see why. Not a lot of people like Samurai. So I can see why he's on this list. I probably wouldn't have put him on this list. If he was going to be on my list, he probably would have been like number 10, if not in honorable mentions. So, I don't know. I don't agree on this. Definitely not worse than Troy. You gotta be kidding me. All right, let's see. Okay, this I can understand. Yeah, I feel like these guys were useless. I haven't watched all of RPM, but from what I've seen, they looked completely useless. Gem and Gemma. I'm assuming they're twins. Alright, so not much else to say on that. I agree that they should be on this list. Albert from Dino Charge. I haven't watched all of Dino Charge yet. I heard the first season of Dino Charge before it was Dino Supercharge. The fucking super thing. I heard the first season was great. Albert, I don't know why he's on this list. I can't see or understand. Like, when I first watched like the first few episodes, I liked everybody, and so I can't grasp the notion on why he should be on this list. So, like I said, I have to watch all of Dino Charge. Okay, guys. While I was editing the video, I had come to a realization that Albert in Dino Charge is actually the Purple Ranger that came on later during the season. Apparently, I don't know if he was in Dino Supercharge or in the first season of Dino Charge. Yeah. I can't even give an explanation as to why he would probably even be on this list. I have yet to see his character on screen. So if he was in, it says Dino Charge right there, not Dino Supercharge. I'm pretty sure it would specify. Well, does it in the description? Does it at all? I don't see Supercharge anywhere. But yeah, guys, I can't make like a huge opinion on whether or not if he was a good Ranger or not. Sorry. So I have no opinion on that. So on to the next one. Next, number 4, the Megaforce team. Okay, so now you're just implying that everybody on that team is bad. Listen, don't get me wrong. I didn't like Super Megaforce. Now, it's funny when I say that because I remember way back I used to make videos saying, I like Super Megaforce. Now when I look back on it, I have a different tune with that. I really do not like Super Megaforce anymore. Just because I was like, why was I saying that again? Why was I trying to defend this show? After so much of the BS that they pulled with the stupid performances, Troy, and the lack of, like, continuity that they were going with the episodes. Yeah, man, Super Megaforce was bad. Now, I don't know, I guess this is just implying just the Megaforce team and not the seasons or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I understand why. If you really wanted to put the whole team on here, it's just like, then if that was the case, man, then why'd you even include Troy individually on this list? See, that doesn't make sense to me. Why would you put Troy as an individual bad character if you were just going to include the whole team? You should just be like the rest of the Megaforce team. So you're telling me that these other characters were worse than Troy? No, I feel like this was sloppily, like a sloppy list, honestly. From what it seems like a sloppy list. So, but all right, let's go on to number 3. Let's go on to the top. Bullshit! Bull fucking shit! No, man. I feel like all right. There. What? No. Bro, you don't know. Why? Okay, I'll admit, Zach wasn't that great of a character per se, but he has done so much more than Troy. Now, you could just say, like, no, dude. Now I was gonna flip if Zayn was anywhere above, like worse. If this list was gonna say if Zayn was worse than Troy, but how dare you put Zach worse than Troy, man? No, dude, he whooped ass, man. He went toe to toe, with so many, different enemies. He put himself on the line, bro. Like, no, nope, don't agree with that wholeheartedly. Bullshit. Number two, I feel like this is gonna piss me off even more. Number two, let's go number two. Hopefully, I don't have a heart attack. Number two. Okay, listen, when Sam from SPD showed up, that was badass. The sixth, it says six on his shirt, but he was the seventh Ranger to pop up. I'm assuming so. He was badass. Man, he had a badass entrance. He's a badass character. I don't see why you would say he's a horrible character. Maybe because they didn't really have anything to do with that character. Maybe they were just like, okay, throw in the white SPD Ranger. The Omega Ranger. Yeah, the Omega Ranger. Just to throw him in there for cool scenes. I like the story. I thought it was pretty cool, man. I don't think he deserves to be on this list. No, definitely not. No, he wouldn't have been on my list. No. Okay, so number one, worst Ranger on Screen Rants top 15 worst Power Rangers list. I haven't seen Zayn yet. If he's number one, Screen Rant, I gotta talk about Screen Rant after this, but I'm gonna make a separate video about my thoughts about how Screen Rant's been going so far. But if I see, I don't know, like what would make me pissed even more, man. I don't know. I feel like if you touch anything from the original MMPR all the way up till maybe Turbo, when it comes to I can't even see somebody putting Carlos as number one. I can't see people putting Aisha as number one. Okay, maybe Aisha. I really didn't like Aisha that much. So if she was number one, I'd be like, whatever. But she still ain't worse than Troy. Who would be number one, man? I'm really trying to think. I want to make a prediction before I see number one. Who would be number one? I feel like watch it something like somebody who's been a Ranger for not even 3 episodes. I bet money. Animus, but he wasn't even a Power Ranger. He was just a kid. Cole, maybe because he killed people in real life. I don't know. Jesus, so bad, man. Watch it be one of those bait articles that say number one's Tommy. I'll be done after that. No way. I don't know, guys. I really can't predict one because I can't fathom anybody being worse than Troy. So, let's see. Number one worst Ranger on the top 15 worst Power Rangers list by Screen Rant. Both! How? Okay, let's read this bullshit explanation why. Okay, alright. First of all, you're not fooling anyone, Zayn. Metallic white is still white, so stop trying to pass yourself off as the Silver Ranger. Fuck off with that. Dubious suit colors aside, Zayn suffers from the MMPR Green Ranger problem of just vanishing for episodes at a time, except this time he doesn't have such a good excuse. Every now and then, the Silver Ranger would swagger into a fight, help out for a bit, and be gone before you could say teamwork. Zayn just never seemed to care all that much about the team. Excuse me. With a confusing character arc involving him leaking energy and fooling his team into thinking he was dying. What a wacky prankster. What? His loner tendencies meshing with his smug personality tended to grate on the nerves, especially with the show's focus on team spirit and such. Eventually, Zayn would vanish from the universe altogether, being the only one to not bother showing up for the Lost Galaxy team-up episode. We're sure he had a great reason. Fuck off with that explanation, bro. Okay, first of all, I don't know if they were being serious about the whole silver and white bullshit. If they were serious about that, get the hell out of here with that shit, man. Okay, now with the whole thing about Zayn popping in and out of fights. Like, he would just pop in out of nowhere and then try to win the fight and everything like that. Listen, and yet, with his whole, he was losing his powers, there was an explanation for that. He was in a freaking cryotube for 2 years in the Power Ranger suit. That's like having a car battery still running for so long and then trying to start the bitch over again. It's not going to work that well. And then trying to, say that, like, this leaky, and he was pretending, the team thinking he was dying. Fooling his team into thinking he was dying. He could have died. Being a Power Ranger is no easy feat. In this world, okay, I sound like a complete nerd when I say this shit, but understand, he could have died. Because listen, in that episode where he took his morpher, raised it up to the sky on a mountain, and tried to get the lightning bolt to strike the morpher to get more power into it, so that way he can be a Power Ranger again. That could have killed him if something went wrong. So you're going to tell me he was trying to fool everybody into thinking he was dying? Okay, maybe he wasn't dying on the fact that he was losing his powers. Yeah, you could lose your powers, but you're not dying. But I don't know, maybe if there was like an episode or two where he was like pretending to die or some shit like that. I don't even remember that though. So that's bullshit. And the whole, like, listen, I also look at it this way. The whole popping into a fight last minute, I look at that as like extra backup when you need it. Listen, when the whole team, like the first five, they were able to take down monsters and enemies by themselves without Zayn. So maybe, they could just take them all out and then be like, last minute when they need the help, like, yo, where's the cavalry at? Where's the Silver Ranger? And then pop in and then try to save them at last minute. Yeah, it's like, well, maybe you should have been there from the beginning. Well, maybe if you wait to use him, it's like, this is a weird analogy, but think about it like nitrous in a car, like in a Fast and Furious movie. Don't use it too soon. Use it when it needs to be used. Zayn, as a 6th Ranger, as it should be for any 6th Ranger on a team, yeah, if you can use him at the beginning just to get shit done quick, go ahead, do it. Waste fools really quick so you can get the job done and go home. But don't use all that energy out of a 6th Ranger when he could still be a full energy when you really need him, so that way you guys can, pick your energy back up when he's trying to, fend other guys off. That's how I look at a 6th Ranger, especially in a position like Zayn, where he probably didn't have all the full energy because he was losing his powers. The fact that Zayn is on this list to begin with, let alone number 1, is bullshit. Okay, now going back to the whole thing of like, when I saw the logo all the way from the top, all the way up here where I saw Justin, Troy, and Zayn, I said, okay, Zayn might have been like a clickbait thing to see if, maybe I was like, like me, I was just like, man, that's probably full of shit. I need to see if he's on this list. I could understand if he was like 15. Even then, I'm like, why is he even on this list to begin with? But then, why would you put him as number 1 and put him on your logo? Alright, due respect to all subjectivity and everything like that. If you really think the guy who wrote this article, if you really think he's horrible and he's the worst Ranger of all time, whatever. More power to you. I don't understand that. I think you're crazy. Whatever. But my whole thing is, why would you put him on the freaking, like, the logo of, like, for the article? Like, why would you do that? Why would you waste the fact that, like, let's put the number 1 guy on my list on the thing? Like, that I don't know, man, that just, for me, that ruins, like, anticipation. I don't know, I just feel like, it's like IGN one time, they put their thumbnail for a video game review, and it was the score for the video game. No, man, I don't want to know the score. Immediately, I want to hear what you have to say about everything, and then I want to hear the score. Because I want to be like, okay, that score makes sense. This from the get-go makes no fucking sense to my ass. Like, so, because if you have people like me, I'm doing this because it's a video. I want to be able to, I want to record my reaction for this. So, me, if I was like any other day, if I wasn't doing this for YouTube, I would have passed over the article and be like, because if the fact that if he's on this list, I'm not even gonna bother reading it. I wouldn't have read this article. Now, I'm pretty sure a bunch of people already read this article, so whatever. That is bullshit. The fact that Troy's not number 1 boggles my fucking mind. I'm sorry for the foul language, guys. I apologize for that. I don't mean to do that, but this list is garbage. It's a garbage list. I'm sorry. You know, everything is subjective, but I do not agree with this list. You guys want my opinion. This is my opinion. This list is garbage. I do not, no. I'm sorry. If you guys really disagree with me, you guys hate me, listen, everything is subjective. Film, TV, art, anything that's art, these posters, it's all subjective on whether if you like them or not. It's an opinion. If you hate the fact that I did not like this list and you agree with this list wholeheartedly, listen, I agree with certain people being on this list. I don't agree at what spots they are at, and sometimes I just don't agree with the fact that there are certain Rangers on this list to begin with. Primarily Zane. And Zach from MMPR. So, yeah, fuck that. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry, I don't want to get too heated up about this, but I will be doing more videos now because now I have a setup going on over here, so now you guys are going to be seeing more content from me. I don't know if this is on my Power Rangers channel or not, but, you know, guys, subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up. Do whatever you guys can to support this channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.